what no nation had done before. We would set foot on the moon. Because of the vision of President Kennedy, because of the commitment of President Johnson, a champion of the American space program since his days in the United States Senate, and because of the hard work and ingenuity of thousands of Americans, our nation, in fact, did achieve that goal.
A new stimulus timeline has been released. Low-income households will be eligible for a check. And a new bill, everybody, has been put forward that includes a fourth round of checks. These payments are worth up to $2,000, and so make sure to watch until the end to learn how to receive this check. The Pennsylvania governor continues to push for $2,000 stimulus payments for many residents of the state, though the Republican-led General Assembly continues to block the governor's plan to use the state budget toward relief, citing it would only worsen inflation. Wolf made the call to action this week. He urged the Republicans to pass his Pennsylvania Opportunity Program. The program will allow every Pennsylvanian who makes $80,000 and under to receive a $2,000 direct payment. If the program was ever passed, there's expected to be at least 250,000 applicants, resulting in $500 million. The governor said, "We have these funds available. It's not fair to withhold them from taxpayers." This program from Pennsylvania was included in Wolf's budget proposal, which was introduced in February. 6 months later, there hasn't been much movement in the approval of the plan. Nevertheless, the governor continues to push for inflationary relief, as Pennsylvanians face inflation at the gas pump and in grocery stores. In an official statement, Governor Wolf said the money will make a life-changing difference for families and communities across the Commonwealth, providing a much-needed buffer against prices that are artificially and temporarily higher due to inflation. Let's put this cash back in the pockets of Pennsylvanians to help cover the higher cost of gas, groceries, and everything else. And while Pennsylvania Republicans continue to push the inflation narrative as the main reason that they've turned down his proposal, Wolf claims the relief costs are small enough to not drive inflation up further. According to Newsweek, the governor argues that the costs are only 1/10% of the state's GDP. Currently, the state has $15 billion in funds waiting for use. Inflation in the U.S. reached a high 9.1% in June, making it the highest rate in 40 years. Since then, inflation has been starting to fall, but remains a hot-button issue as the country heads back into the polls. And in less than a month, thousands of Illinois residents will begin receiving a stimulus check of sorts, in the form of a tax rebate. Beginning September 12th, the state will start distributing one-time income and property tax relief payments, which were included in the Family Relief Plan, a part of Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker's budget signed into law earlier this year. According to Illinois Comptroller Susan Mendoza, while many taxpayers do qualify, not everyone is eligible. Not everyone in the state is eligible. First and foremost, to be eligible, you must have filed taxes. In regard to the individual income tax rebate, a person qualifies if they were an Illinois resident in 2021 and their adjusted gross income was under $400,000 if they filed jointly, or $200,000 if filing as a single person.
We have looked back on our Earth from billions of miles away, and we have built a telescope powerful enough to observe our universe as it was billions of years ago. Imagine. For generations, with our allies and partners around the globe, America has led our world in the exploration and use of space. And I do believe that our leadership has been guided by a set of fundamental principles: cooperation, security, ambition, and public trust, which is the recognition, of course, that space can and must be protected for the benefit of all people. Today, as was the case 60 years ago, our nation's leadership in space is critical to our economic prosperity, to our scientific and technological progress, and in a time of increasing great power rivalry, to our national security. So the mission of this council is to preserve and promote American leadership in space, to synchronize our nation's civil and commercial and national security space activities so that America may continue to use space to improve the lives of people in our nation and throughout our world. Last year at the first meeting of the National Space Council, we identified 3 priorities essential to that mission. First,
Councilwoman Suzette Dato, our Chief Levine, Chief, there you are. We have our Business Administrator, Glenn Skarzinski, and our Jack of all trades, who does a lot of things for the city, Municipal Alliance, and so on, Kathy Kadelka. A short while ago, the Governor was here in South Amboy to officially open construction of the new train bridge, between South Amboy and Perth Amboy, thus creating many jobs for New Jersey workers and upgrading the transit systems. Now he is here to sign a bill crafted by Speaker Coughlin to expand school meal programs in New Jersey. The Governor, the state legislature continues to show that they are working for all the citizens of New Jersey, and with these 2 examples in particular, the workers, commuters, and most importantly, our children. We are here to witness the signing of these extremely important bills, and I thank Governor Murphy for choosing South Amboy for this historic moment. As a former school teacher, I know the importance of having well-nourished students in class that have the energy to learn. Too often students fall behind because they are just too tired to participate. So on behalf of the citizens of South Amboy and our school district, I want to thank Governor Murphy, Speaker Coughlin, and the combined state legislature for passing these bills and giving our students a better chance for a better education, for our students are our future. Ladies and gentlemen, Governor of this great state of New Jersey, Phil Murphy.
Thank you, Fred. What a treat it is to be here. I'll get to the topic of the day, as Fred so eloquently has already previewed. But our flags are at half-staff, and they're at half-staff actually this weekend and into next week for 2 reasons. Number 1, the passing of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, and secondly, beginning tonight at sundown until Monday morning for the victims of 9/11. On the former, what an extraordinary leader. 7 decades, 15 prime ministers, by the way, the first one was Winston Churchill, and 14 American presidents. And her 15th prime minister, she blessed and sanctioned only